Homies, what's good? I hope everyone's doing well. I'm so sorry I missed the last two episodes of Eastenders. Obviously, I'm going to do it right now. If you don't know or you didn't watch my last videos, I had some personal stuff I had to deal with, but please check out that video so you know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I'm a mother. Anyway, let's get into it. I hope you guys are chill and vibes in. And if you're feeling the vibe, make your wallet hat lean to the side. And if you're Based on the last episode I reviewed, obviously we know that Avani went through a traumatic experience with the police and them strip searching her because they thought she had drugs on her. So of course, within the last two episodes, they was discussing it and talking about it. Priya decided that she's going to make an official police complaint, which she did do. However, Avani was not happy about it whatsoever. She said that she's going to move in with her dad and she was just done. Although what really happened was Avani basically went and stole some vodka from the shop that she owns and basically got belligerent drunk and ended up falling asleep on the streets the whole night. Of course, Priya nor Ravi knew this was what was happening. So when they discovered that she wasn't at home in the morning, everyone rushed out to have a search for Avani, and Ravi is the one that found Avani laying on the floor, belligerently drunk, passed out should I say, and unable to wake up. Avani refused to go to the hospital, so they took her to the doctors. Of course she's fine, she's just going to have a horrible hangover. After that, obviously again, she's just expressing how her parents don't understand her, you know, normal teenager things. But they had a good sit down with her, both Ravi and Priya. They worked as a team and they spoke, and Ravi even shared his story with Avani when he first got arrested as a teenager and him experiencing a strip search as well. Obviously he found it very difficult to talk about, so it was something that was also traumatic to him. I think that touched Avani at the time. I think it did touch her and she was appreciative of the story sharing, and they looked like they had a nice good bond. They really did. Last episode I reviewed, Nigel blurted out to everyone, well not to everyone, but he blurted out in the calf about Phil committing suicide, and obviously I'm upset with Nigel. However, Phil accepted his apology when he came to apologise. My problem is, why is everyone staring? Why is everyone using their big googly eyes to watch Phil like he's an alien? Like, if this happened to you, would you want that? And not only that, where's your compassion? Just sitting there gossiping like weirdos. Sometimes these people in Eastenders actually trigger me. Anyway, so George, who's a genuine friend to Phil, wanted to have a sit down, have a talk with Phil. Phil wasn't really receptive of it because, again, we know how Phil is. He's still struggling with this, I wouldn't say tough man persona, but I would say him being a tough man, and obviously him at an older age is unable to do certain things he used to as a young age. So he's not really receptive at the moment. However, George decided he wanted to take a different approach, which was the boxing ring, which I thought was a really good idea. Like, I honestly thought it was a good idea for them to, you know, mash out in a boxing ring. Obviously, a lot of people know that physical activity does help with stress. So I think it was a good idea. George even came later on that evening to talk about how he is setting up a group of over 40s to do like a boxing training camp thing. I just thought, oh, these old men basically boxing it out. I want to see how that goes. I don't want to prejudge, but I don't want to see old men boxing. Sorry. So we know my Lin's been struggling with the idea of dating again, and Kim continuously pushing her. But Linda finally broke and was like, do you know what? I'm going to start dating. Kim, can you help me? Kim was ecstatic. You know how Kim is. Kim is like, yes, I am ready. But you know what killed me? After the conversation they had, the little heart to heart, obviously Linda expressing that she's going to find it hard dating because of Mick. And, you know, Kim was just trying to share a story. Like, when she lost Vincent, she thought she will never love again. But now she's got, oh my God, what is his name? That is so rude. Hold on. Howard. His name is Howard. I can't believe I forgot. Anyway, so Kim's got Howard. So, you know, she never thought she could love again, but she did. So she feels like there's hope for Linda. After Linda agreed, okay, you could do your Foxcatcher on me, Kim was so like, great, give me a hug. And by the way, it's going to be $29.99 a month. I said, sorry? I was like, nah. When I say cost of living and economy, it's getting everyone like $29.99 for love catching. Tinder's free. I'm just letting you people know, Tinder is free. Unless you want to buy them little extra coupon coin things. I actually don't know. I haven't been on such sites for years, probably over 10 years. Anyway, it's not about me. So Linda did decide to do the date. Kim found a date for her. Linda at first was still very hesitant. Again, she was all nervous and scared. And it's been a very long time since Linda's dated. Like, the last person she dated was basically Mick. And that was probably 20 years ago for her, maybe 30. Anywho, she did the date. At first, she was trying to do the little chit chat and, you know, get to know the guy. However, once she was speaking about the Vic, etc., and her mum trying to take over the decoration, Mick did come up, and then after that Linda just kind of went silent dull when just remembering her Mick, and she walked out on her date. I thought, oh, Lin, no, Lin, you can do this. So Linda went home having a dinner for one, had a little conversation in the kitchen with her mother. Then she asked for the tomato sauce because she was having fat chip. I love a bit of fat chip when I'm ready. Went into the living room, and then there she sees her son with Felix. So Linda's been trying to get them together for ages. Johnny had to go at her for trying, and then look what happened. She finds them on the sofa. So on your sofa, may I add. It's not even your home. Have some decorum. Anyway, find them on the sofa, giving it a good mwah, mwah. And then after that, Linda goes back in the kitchen. Johnny comes in the kitchen and she's like, how dare you tell me off for trying to hook you guys up and then you guys are together. And then Johnny explained to her, like, look, dating is not about, you know, marrying the next person you see. Dating is just about dating. Like, if I don't like you, I can just go. Like, mum, you could do the same. And again, Linda's mum was like, Mick can never, ever, ever be replaced. And you damn well know she got that right. I'm sorry, Mick still can't even be replaced with me. And I was even with him. However, you can go and date and have fun. It's not about finding your true love, but it's about, you know, just having fun. And I need that for Lin until Mick comes back, because Mick is coming back, okay, people? Mick is coming back. I swear down, Eastenders, if you ever hear this, which I doubt, but if you do, bring Danny Dyer back. I need him. Just want to talk about quickly Anna and Gina looking for new jobs. Obviously the pub is down, so they temporarily want to find something so they have a bit of change in their pocket. So they went to Harry and Barnes bar. Is that the name? I still think it's ridiculous. Anyway, so they went there. Nicola said they're going to have to do a trial and basically fight for the job. She can only hire one of them. Then she said she got to go to whatever country she's going to with her sister. So she put Harry in charge. She told Harry, just see how they work. If you like one of them, you pick them. Harry made it very difficult on Gina because of the little past situation they had when it came to the drugs. But then after that, Gina gave him what for. He came to where they was and he said to Gina, look, you got the job. Now I'm happy for Gina. However, I'm like, is this a good place for her because of the kind of person that Harry is? And of course he said he's not going to be working there and etc and all that stuff. However, we know that he gave her a supply and we know that Gina is recovering and we don't need her relapsing again, because it's just not, anyone that relapses, it's just not great for them. It really isn't. So I'm curious to see where that's going. This is why I mentioned it. So Thursday's episode ended with Avani calling that guy who basically got her in trouble to give her a supply of pills. And I'm just like, Avani, you just had this heart-to-heart conversation with your parents. You even went into tears. And then you go back and do this. Arrested for something you didn't do and now you're doing. It just don't make sense to me, Avani. It really doesn't. I know she's a kid and I can't pass full judgment, but if she wasn't, I would pass the wrath on you. If she was my child, I would be following her everywhere. Her parents are not strict enough. They're really not. They're not doing their job properly. I'm so sorry. I'll be watching my child like a hawk. Yes, what happened with the arrest was an accident in the sense of she didn't do what the police said she did. However, you can see she is emotionally distraught. You can also see she is lashing out by drinking and getting belligerent drunk and be sleeping out on the street. So wouldn't this be alarm bells for you to watch your child 24/7 until you feel like she is safe? That little conversation is not good enough. You can't fix something in one day. And now look what she gone did. This is how the episode ended, with her picking up pills. I'm so disappointed in Avani. I really am. So that was a quick brief of the last two episodes that I missed. I do apologize. I'll try and do better. So with Avani, honestly, I'm just so disappointed. I don't want nothing bad to happen to her. I hope her parents can find out sooner than later and get this sorted. If a belt is needed, then go ahead. No, I'm joking, but I'm not. Anyway, I hope Lin does go out and start dating properly. I want Felix and Johnny to be together properly. I want to see what that looks like, because I bet it looks great. I hope they do that 40s older boxing thing, although I still don't want to see old people be boxing, but it'll still be nice for Phil especially. And that is it really. And I'm just curious to see what next week brings me. Anyway, to all the mothers that's out there, happy Mother's Day for tomorrow. I hope you guys will be vibes on that day, and I'll ramble to you next week. Bye. And if you're feeling the vibe, make your body hot, lean to the side.